Let's go ahead and talk to Ray in Texas. Ray, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, Alex.
Hey, brother, go ahead.
Yeah, I appreciate all your hard work. Keep it up. Anyway, my question is, how many foreign troops do you think are in this country?
At least 200,000. They've mainlined them all, and it's in the Denver Post. They train to fight militias. They got Russian, German, Dutch, French, British, Australian. It's unbelievable. It's like 1776 for the Hessians landing.
I got you. And that's probably going to be the enemy that we have to fight. And,
well, they're gonna have a civil war with the cops and military with us first, and yeah, then they're going to send those guys in to call the police and military.
Right, and when they unleash those people, maybe then people will wake up.
No, the average man will go out. If it's like a football game and they announce they're foreign helpers, and would actually give their wife to them if they wanted them. The average man out there would literally watch as foreign troops rape their wife and slit their kids' throats, and they would thank them for it. That's how cowardly they are. As long as they can watch the football game, I really. But a lot of people aren't going to stand down. That's why we're listed as the enemy. Yeah,
well, maybe they'll have the Super Bowl in the FEMA camp, so people will have something to do.
Well, listen, 100 to 1. Price-earnings ratios in the big companies. I mean, what's going to happen with that bubble? What do you think of all these banks shutting down, getting money out all over the world?
It's just a sign of what's coming. They're conditioning us as we speak every day. And do you think there's any chance that they'll double-cross Bill and Hillary and run Michelle Obama is our next.
Oh, yeah, they could do anything. All these nasty puppets. It doesn't matter which one they put in. But I mean, here's the deal. The military said no to aiding al-Qaeda in Syria and Egypt, and that's why Obama had to back down. That's why he just purged 300 top officers the last 2 months. The entire nuclear command force, including the guys that launched the missiles, the officers. I mean, they've called from the top generals down. It's a coup, folks. I don't know what to do. I mean, I know more than the average folks at, in the war college, because they practice conventional warfare. I've studied political takeovers. But, man, I mean, this is way above my pay grade. I mean, I'm on the air as one of the main people fighting this, a 40-year-old from Texas. The signs were all there historically. These people have just been in denial, brother. I mean, God, it's like I'm telling people a flood's coming down, the dam broke, a flood's coming towards the town, get out of the town. It's not rocket science. That's what's so frustrating. History is repeating itself, and people better get hardcore right now and be peaceful and warn everybody and get the word out. God bless you. Captain Bruce. I'm going to have to do some overdrive to take all these calls. Captain Bruce, go ahead.
Alex, I'm calling you from Fort Walton Beach, Florida. We're a huge military area here. I live on the edge of Eglin Air Force Base. I am on the radio just about 3 or 4 times a week on AM 1260 WFDW, Fort Walton Beach, Florida.
Awesome.
Repeating most of what you say. I understand what you say. I believe the military understands what you say. My question to you is, after John Corzine and the Biden hug and the bank holiday in 2008, do you believe that even though the NSA controls our corrupt officials like Judge Roberts, will we be able to use current law to stop the corrupted lawmakers at this point?
If we have the moral authority, which we have, if we get the narrative out, the real narrative, people know we're in trouble. They don't know how bad it is. And, I mean, it's bad because, listen, they've committed, folks. They're going ahead with this. That's why I'm so freaked out. They're going ahead with a full takeover. I don't know exactly what that's going to entail, but it looks bad. I mean, every fiber in me has gone past even being concerned now. My gut is in complete, just braced mode now. I mean, this is it, folks. We're going in. I mean, this is it. I'm telling you, I don't know what those... I can't explain it. Everybody's family's been here a long time. Mine's been here since 1620. I really love America. There's nowhere else to go. And it's just painful. I also grieve to watch this country being shut down by a bunch of traitors that are going to bankrupt us, and the domesticated men and the churches are bought off. They're all going to roll over. Renowned author and expert Joel Skousen breaks down the globalist plan to shut down America and stage a new world war.
In one day, America will go from day to night. And if you haven't prepared in advance, there's not enough time to prepare in 24 hours, even if you saw it that early.
Coming to the InfoWar in November is our new documentary film presentation.
Strategic relocation is a systematic way to think strategically in the future about how do I safeguard.
Joel Skousen, Strategic Relocation.
The freeways are going to be crowded, they're going to run out of gasoline, they're going to run out of food, and then they're going to start to go north and south of those freeways.
Joel Skousen is renowned as one of the world's foremost experts in strategic relocation and the securing of your home.
We talk about natural disasters, the health environment, we talk about pollution, the water quality. My personal experience about being in every one of these states.
Government is digging in for the organized, incremental collapse of society and world war.
The U.S. isn't building huge underground bases and bunkers because of some terrorist threat. They know that a massive nuclear attack is coming. They want that attack to come. Most people won't even be ready and won't be able to get out of town when any of these nuclear weapons fall, because there'll be absolute panic.
There is no preparedness without strategy.
What I tell people is that you do have time. Prepare wisely in advance.
This Christmas, give the gift of preparedness. Strategic Relocation, the film, with Joel Skousen and Alex Jones. It's just if people knew we could beat it, if they knew what they were facing, if they knew this wasn't theatrics, if they knew how real it is, how evil it is. And the enemy knows people are starting to wake up. That's why they're coming down on us, because they're all going to go to prison. And it doesn't mean that the whole world's going to be perfect once we beat this wave of evil. That's the cycle. But if we win, they all go to prison. If we end, a real golden age of humanity can begin. But if we don't win, if we don't get that 100-year reprieve like Nineveh, it's all going to happen very, very quickly. This is a takeover. And I've tried to deny my lion eyes, my lion brain, everything I've looked at. It's like Child Roll in the Dark Tower came, where he first starts out and calls him the hoary cripple points. It's really him as an old man. Towards there's the path of the Dark Tower, there's the truth. It's like, no, it's not that bad. You lie in every word. You look at me to see how the lie will affect me, but it wasn't a lie. I wish every day it was a lie. Oh, I'm sorry. Andrew in Illinois, then Tony, Vince, Kim, Max, and Julio. That's all I got time for. Go ahead, Andrew. Thanks for holding. Go ahead.
Yeah, great show. I just want to tell you that maybe I talk on the air afterwards that I did work for Jerry Corsi. But what I want to talk about, the Purge reminds me of the movie that came out, a cameo face of the movie poster. It'd be great to add 200 generals fired and the banks being changed around with the all stuff that's going on currently. You know, to do that with the backdrop of the movie poster, that'd be kind of neat.
And what's your main point or question? I mean, that's interesting what you said.
Well, it's just that we've got to be vigilant with what's going on in our bank accounts, pay attention to our statements. And
I agree. And when they blow something up like the Boston bombing, you as citizens have to go to it with your cameras hidden and get the footage to expose their next operation.
I have my camera ready, Alex.
Good job, brother. Anything else?
That's it. Keep going. You have a great show.
God bless you, brother. Let's talk to Julio in Illinois and then Tony and others. Go ahead, Julio.
God bless Alex. You know, you're talking about terrorism and how the system is targeting individual groups. Well, here in Chicago, Alex, covering the NATO summit, I covered it in 2012. This week began the trial of the NATO 3, basically patsies, Alex Jones. These undercover police officers in Chicago for months were looking at going to concerts, taking people's license plates. They put GPS tracker on these three individuals' cars, Jared Chase, Brett Betterly, and Brian Church. What these people were doing, Alex, are saying, oh, they're going to use Molotov cocktails.
No, they do that. They did that in Minnesota at a staged event at the RNC a few years ago, and it turned out it was a total setup.
It is a setup. The undercover officers, Alex, were giving a 20-year-old beer. They were high on marijuana, Alex. And these undercover officers paid for the gasoline. They encourage these individuals.
No, they're leading the attacks. They're not just finding them and frustrating them. They're organizing them, and it is very evil.
Absolutely, it's very evil. And if the jury finds these three men guilty of terrorism, this is the first ever terrorism case in Illinois, I have lost all faith in the system. I've been at these hearings.
Hey, look at Hatari. Look at the Hatari militia. They never said kill anybody or blow anything up. The Fed kept saying, well, what if the UN takes over? What if they're murdering everybody? Well, we'll have to fight. Of course we'll have to fight. Doesn't mean you're going to go out and kill people. And so right there, the federal judge, everybody said this trial is over because they were innocent. So that's the good news, is there's still some justice. Great points. You should shoot a video report on that, Julio. We might air it. He's a great reporter out there, freelance reporter. Tony in South Carolina, you're on the air. Go ahead.
How you doing, Alex?
All right, brother.
You've had economists on that warn the people to only keep enough Federal Reserve notes around to handle their immediate needs. Maybe this warning is just a way to help the people who aren't awake, to tell them that they should get their money out of the banks, invest it in silver, keep only what they need to cover their immediate bills. On a second,
and notice as the bank runs start and all this, gold's starting to go back up again. The inflation's starting to come out. Go ahead.
So if you do technical analysis, there's an uptrend and downtrend lines. The last week and a half, silver's been bouncing off the uptrend line. If it breaks that, then we could go down to like $14 an ounce. The 3-year downtrend line, well, we're meeting that too. So in the next week, you're probably going to see some price action happen on silver. Real reason for my call, I bought a PRM 9000 radiation meter from Mazer, the same one John B. Wells advertises.
Yeah.
And it's been running here in my living room in South Carolina for 433 days. My minimum reading was 16 counts per minute. The maximum was 76 counts per minute. The average was 42. The maximum was on December 29th at 4 o'clock in the morning. So I don't know what happened there, but that was 76 counts per minute.
Yeah, sounds like radon, brother.
Yeah, I'm not sure. So
very interesting.
Anyway, that's all I got.
Thank you very much. Great points. Vince in Montana, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Alex, I got a little information. Probably doesn't mean anything, but on the Illuminati New World Order card game, the Combined Disasters card shows a clock tower falling down, and it also shows 5 people wearing the Olympic colors of red, blue, green, yellow, and black. And that clock tower is a dead match for the Sochi train station clock tower.
Yeah, I'm going to go over to, what's his name, Steve Jackson Games. He's right like 2 miles away from here. And I've called him 100 times, just like I've called Stratford 100 times, trying to go over and do interviews with them because they're based in Austin. They never call back. Our reporters went out there once. They turned them away. But I'm going to go over to Jackson's, Steve Jackson Games, right? What's his first name? Yeah, and he put that stuff out like 20 years ago.
95.
And in 95. And I wonder, 19 years ago, how it all keeps coming true. I mean, it is crazy. Maybe they have a time machine over there or something. I mean, that guy.
I don't know.
And of course, those games are discontinued, too. Very bizarre. Scan a copy of that. Send it to showtipsinfowars.com. Thank you very much, Vince. Kim in New York. Kim, you're on the air. Thanks. And then Max and Francis, and that's it.
Hi, Alex. Yeah, another Illuminati question. Are you aware that in the appendix to Fritz Springmeier's book on how the Illuminati create mind-control slaves, that he lists Willie Nelson among other entertainers that are actually involved in what he calls, handling of slaves or programming? And I just wonder in general if you could comment on how many entertainers you think are slaves.
I thought that was Boxcar Willie that one lady claimed. Boxcar Willie, not Willie Nelson.
Okay, well, his book, which is online, does list Willie Nelson, I believe.
Yeah, well, I mean, I like Fritz, and we sell his book, but I don't, that's what all the people he's talked to are claiming is going on. I've known Willie Nelson for about, 6, 7 years. He's just a really nice, sweet guy. I know a lot of folks that know him. So, I just take all that with a grain of salt. I myself have snuck into Bohemian Grove. We've covered Skull and Bones. I've gotten that call about Willie Nelson before. When I go look it up, it's Boxcar Willie. Who was the lady who wrote Transformation of America?
Kathy O'Brien.
Yeah, she says Boxcar Willie, not Willie Nelson. And then everybody keeps calling me like about that, and it's Boxcar Willie.
No, he has Willie Nelson with an Austin P.O. Box mailing address listed. I could send one of your people this link, but...
Well, I mean, here's the deal. I appreciate your call, ma'am. Just because people say it on the internet or it's in the appendix of a book doesn't mean it's true. I mean, my thing is it's just like people claim I'm Bill Hicks. I mean, people claim that I'm a space alien. People claim I work for the government when I know I don't. So much of it is people in the, quote, conspiracy community, they spend all their time speculating and saying this and that and not dealing with the giant stuff that's coming down on us. And I know Willie Nelson. He has a good heart. I have a good feeling about him, and I don't believe that. That's what I have to say on that subject. Let's go ahead and talk to Max in Wisconsin. Go ahead, Max. You're on the air.
Hey, Alex. I know you're a busy guy, but I just want to follow up with you and do my due diligence to see if you had time to review that military truck stuff I sent you from the EAA Air Show.
You know, I didn't see that. The guys must have missed it, but thank you for sending it. Send it again. We get thousands of emails a day. Let's be conservative, 10,000 a day, and it just gets lost in the mix, but just keep sending it. Every time we have a film contest, there ends up being films that didn't get into it because we missed it or the email spam. We had a TSA naked body scanner contest like 4 years ago or 3 years ago, and I was like, there's only 100 entries. There's usually 500. And it turns out like 60, 70% or more weren't making it through because the word naked, in the search function. I see the IT guy smiling out there. I was like, this is wrong. Check it. So, just keep sending it, brother.
Okay, and then one more quick thing. I was wondering, what's the likelihood of you doing like an after dark kind of no-holds-bar, uncensored version of the Alex Jones show? I'd really like to hear you kind of just let loose. And
well, this is an uncensored. Well, I want to be clear, and I appreciate your call, brother. This is uncensored. I mean, my crew's here. I run the show. And half the time I'm not really running things. So I tell people what I can prove. I have a lot of concerns and ideas and theories about what's going on that I can't prove. But so many times I can search my theory and find them saying it. That's what's incredible about the NSA-run Google and Bing and the rest of it is they're using it to see what we're thinking. They're all talking too, so I'll have some thought about them. I'll search it, and there they are saying it. It's wild. It's wild. So I'm just a regular guy. Any of you can do what I'm doing here. If people tend to focus in on the big major events that are happening and try to do something about it. Obama's in trouble. Politically, he and his controllers, a very virulent version of the New World Order, are trying to have a cultural takeover because they're not just globalists. They really do hate the family. They really are racist. They really are double dealers. And so they're really upset about what's happening right now. And they know they're beginning to lose the culture war. So get ready for another counteroffensive with the empire striking back. Let's go to Francis in New York. Francis, you're the last caller. Go ahead.
Hey, how are you, Alex? How you doing?
I'm all right. Just call me psycho. If you call me Francis, I'll kill you.
No, you're not psycho. You're very informative.
No. That's from Stripes.
You're my mentor, believe when it comes to information. But I just want to tell you something. I am scared what's going on.
I hear you.
I think I'm about leaving the country, to be honest with you. I really am. I'm terrified for my kids, for my wife, for my family members. I really am. I'm terrified what's going on. I've been awake for about 10 years already, and it's everything you say. I research it, and it's to a T. You're the best. You're the best that's out there. Believe me, you are.
Well, brother, thank you. But again, I don't want to be the best. I just want to stop this. These people have a score to settle with us. The globalists have wanted to bring down liberty for hundreds of years, thousands of years, and they want to dominate us and conquer us, and they're cold-blooded, and they've decided to do whatever it takes to do it. But waking up to their illegitimacy is the end of them. Congress has a 6% approval rating. Obama's plunging. So the good news is we're tearing them up. So it is terrifying what's happening, as Ted Cruz said, but at the same time, we've got to get super motivated to call talk radio, to call Congress, to start our own YouTube channels, to write books, to make your own films. And we will just individually, with everything we do, if we each talk to 10 people a week, not all of you will talk to 16, 15 million a week like I do, we will overturn the enemy. They need our agreement. They need us to let them in like the vampire asked permission. We have to rebuke them, call them out. We got to get ourselves right with God as well. None of us are perfect. We got to get our heart right, and we'll turn this around. But no, I mean, this is it. And I've come to the realization they're not going incremental anymore because we're beating them. They're going to go whole hog very soon with you name it. So you're as smart as I am or smarter, folks. What do we do to defeat these people? Any ideas?
You still there?
Yes, I am. Any ideas?
Oh, Jesus. I mean, just give information to everyone. Just give them information. Just let them know what's going on. That's all you can do. That's all you can do. That's basically, if people are not going to take your advice, then that's up to them. What you can't force people to believe you what you're saying.
God bless you, brother. You know, in closing, I want to say this. You look at Rand Paul in a photo with Mitch McConnell we had up on the side a moment ago, and I don't even think Mitch McConnell is an evil guy at the end of the day. We know Rand Paul's a good guy, but they're up in this evil system trying to survive just doing a few good things. That won't do it anymore. You got to be like Rand Paul, Ted Cruz, Bob Barr. I mean, Bob Barr has such courage with the political purge going on. That's why I was really thanking him Thursday, because it really hit me. I know how the system works. I know, I mean, he says he's going to impeach Obama when he gets in. He's in the lead saying that. They may pull the stops out to try to block him because they know he already got Clinton almost impeached before. This is real. This is a real battle. Bob Barr could sell out to the New World Order. You can't sell out with death and destruction and poverty. There's nothing to sell out to. You're selling out to crazy people. That's the whole point. It's madness. It's like when Gandalf, fictionally, in The Lord of the Rings, is talking to Sauron, or Saruman, the top wizard, and he says, we must join with Sauron. He goes, when did Saruman give up wisdom for madness? You can't join with the One Ring. You can't join with Satan. You can't join with the all-seeing eye. You can't share power with it. But people are cowards. The average person's a coward now. They've had it given to them. They have no chivalry, no honor. And so they're scared. They go, well, I'll just act like a thug, and people will think I'm tough and leave me alone. Well, you're going to be trodden underfoot. I want to say that. You cowards think you're going to escape judgment in this life or the next. You think you're going to sit there and stand down while this takeover happens and that you won't be held accountable? You have no idea the gates you've opened. The danger is the groveling. The danger is giving in. We've had so much wealth and power because Americans weren't perfect, but on average, the average individual would kill you before they'd be your slave. Now we act like sheep were ruled by wolves.
Is it not, my king, time to spring the trap?
No, we must desecrate the soul and the flesh of the Creator's creation.
The chain of life broken forever. A monument to